This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're actually listening to the craziest son of a bitch on the radio. You know, people, I just get, every morning you get up, you got to get pissed off about something. You know, and don't sit there on your lame asses and say you're not pissed off about something today. Well, anyway, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ, 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ, 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting. If I could think of a better word, I would. Your guardian of the First Amendment. We will always be the guardian of the First Amendment. America's bi-state voice of freedom. Radical radio. We may start making it racist radio because these asswipe, ignorant, stupid bastards, both black and white. You can't talk racial issues unless you're a racist, which is bullcrap, you stupid idiots. And we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be, and fortunate to live in this great country, and proud to be the patriot. Good Wednesday morning. Don't you get up in the morning, you get pissed off? I read this crap in the paper. I'm so tired of politics. The only reason I wanted to get elected, people, I'd go up there and put my foot up Rauner's ass and up Madigan's ass. Politically, politically, of course. When are we as a people going to wake up? We let these politicians screw up everything we have. And it continues, and it continues. I read in the paper, restaurant may top Hyatt Place Hotel. Now, you people know about the debacle. And Keller Group, send me a cease and desist letter. I'm going to tell you what I think about that development out there across from the Shrine. And it's a piece of crap, in my opinion, of course. And you lousy, lying son of a bitch, Mark Maximus Vaginas, also known as the Big Pussy Eckert, the failed mayor of Belleville, they're going to keep lying to us. I drive by there every day going down to East St. Louis. They've got a few people working on a facade, putting mirrors in, putting windows in. That crap ain't never going to be finished. But it says the Hyatt Place Hotel that's planned, it says planned now, people, not going to be built, planned to be built next to the Hoff Brewhouse Restaurant and Brewery that's under construction, if you call that construction. Here's the operative word. See, you got to listen to what people say, the operative words, and you got to read the operative words. That the brewery that's under construction may have a restaurant on the 6th floor to give diners a sweeping view of the Gateway Arch and sunsets. Well, I say more like a sweeping view of all the crime below the hill in Allerton, Centerville, East St. Louis, the dead bodies, the rapes, the home invasions. Oh, and don't forget the dope pushing activity. Yeah, that'll be a nice view. You ignorant bastards in Belleville, the mayor, and all you idiot aldermen. And I've got some friends that are aldermen. And if you're for this crap, you're as big as idiot as Maximus Vaginas. And it says this is one of the several project updates released Tuesday by the spokesman for the Keller Group of Effingham. He also announced that developers they're always negotiating. You ever notice that? They never get a deal signed. They're always in negotiations. They're in negotiations with 4 restaurants. But it has not decided which one would go on the top floor. Do you people in Belleville, are you that stupid to believe this crap? and they're going to play this game. Here's what really pisses me off, and you people don't be that stupid. This is Maximus Vaginus Eckert's ploy to get reelected for mayor. They're going to come up and they're negotiating. They're probably going to negotiate on having a football stadium and bringing, I think Mayor Eckert will probably announce before the election, of course, that there will be a professional football team in Belleville. He's negotiating. Negotiate my ass, you stupid son of a bitch. You couldn't negotiate around the corner, you ignorant, rotten bastard. You can sure negotiate to use city property, taxpayers' property, to protect your illegal cooler that sits next to your business, the flower shop. You know, a pansy pushing pansies, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. But see, this crap just pisses me off. However, Mr. Keller noted that the Hyatt officials will make the final decision on whether to allow the top floor restaurant. You see what I'm saying, people? You see what I'm saying? You smell what the Romanik is cooking like the Rock? You smell what I'm cooking? I'm cooking up a bunch of crap to feed you people because that's what you're used to eating. Are you nuts? 4 restaurants, and they don't know which one. They're going to fight. They're going to fight. There's going to be a major fight, my ass. The spokesman said that the Oh, I feel bad now. I shouldn't have said that. The Kellers had to go to Germany to speak to the Hofbrauhaus officials about questions raised about the project. Up, another excuse. You know what? After they leave Germany, though, they're going to have to make a flight to Mars. They got to go to Mars and talk to the Martians because the Martians have a little say-so in this debacle development. You people, I'm not trying to be funny, people. I'm as serious as a fatal heart attack. Are you going to let this crap go up until the election? You're going to let this idiot, Maximus Vaginus Eckert, Mark the Big Pussy Eckert, get away with this crap? He must think you guys are the stupidest son of a bitches in the world. Keller said the corporate office has received a letter from someone in Belleville about the project. Oh, but guess what? He declined to say who sent the letter. You know, this is like, we need to be on 60 Minutes. There's so much crime going on. There's so much behind the scenes. There's so much debauchery. I don't understand why the people of Belleville put up with Eckert and put up with this project. They have received a letter from someone in Belleville, Keller said. It was more. I got a phone call. Hey, we got this letter. We thought we should know about it. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. But they went to Germany. It said early this month, they sent a cease and desist letter about false and defamatory comments that Dallas Cook. I think Dallas Cook is just watching out for the good people of Belleville. I'll defame you ignorant bastards. I think that's a total flop. I think the people of Belleville are going to get screwed out of a lot of money. Let's see. Cook, and I agree with Cook. I want to see it succeed. I like to have a nice restaurant. We all need to work together, but we can't work together when there's nothing to work with. And it says here, spokesman said that the chamber members, they want to picture the development as more as a German-themed restaurant. Think of the development as a 33-acre destination development for restaurants, hotels, and other services. The project has $48 million in cash and financial arrangements, he said. Not anybody in their right mind. 1 block from Allerton, 1 block from Centerville. And they're going to put up a nice hotel, a 5-6-story. You can overlook the arch and the sunsets as the bullets are flying. The first time there's a robbery out there, the first time there's a killing out there, that thing's going to be gone. So you know what they're going to have to do? Oh, it's going to be safe, all right, with all those people around there. And I don't think there's going to be that many. They're going to have security guards. And boy, that's the kiss of death. Nice area. You got 5 security guards with barbed wire fences around it. And I'm being a little facetious, of course. But you understand what I'm saying? You guys aren't that stupid. I don't think anybody is that stupid. But here's the Keller Group and the mayor. Do you understand what I'm saying? I hope you guys get this. It says the aldermen have spent more than $2 million to extend the sewer lines. That's going to be a debacle development, in my opinion, of course. You people have to understand This crap's going to be played out until after the election. You're going to read more. And this is front page, top fold. Restaurant, Mike Top, Hyatt Place Hotel. Hell, we still don't know if there's going to be a Hyatt Place Hotel. They haven't made the final decision there. Do you see the old okey-fadoke? Do you see what Eckert? Eckert is doing the same crap that Kern's doing with Mid-America Airport. Sleight of hand. Oh, it's going to be good. It's going to be, the Mid-America Airport was going to be good for the last 20 years. And it cost you hardworking taxpayers in St. Clair County $15, $18 million a year. But apparently you idiots like it because you put that asswipe, Mark the big faggot Kern, the St. Clair County Board Chairman, you give him another 4 years to take that airport and cost us another $60, $80 million. So I hope you people out there, my friends included, are happy with the choice you made. Of course, I got to say, I don't think it was your choice in the outer county. It was the Nicaraguans down in below the hill, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. They suffer more than we do, but they got to be bigger idiots than we are. You know, they talk about the blacks are more well-endowed than the whites. Well, maybe that head between their legs is bigger, but that head between their shoulders apparently ain't. Because they got to be a bunch of idiots. They got the same crap for the next 4 years. These ignorant some bitches call me up. Bob, can you help me? Boy, we shoulda, coulda. You should have crapped in one hand and wished in the other. And you see which one would have got filled up faster. It just pisses me off. But here's these politicians, and you good people in Belleville, you think about it. It's going to be a heads up between Dallas Cook and Mark Maximus Vaginas, the big pussy Eckert, the incumbent. It's going to be a one-on-one. I'd say mano-a-mano, but it'd be mono bitch because Dallas would be the mono and Eckert would be the bitch. But you understand, they're going to come up with all these negotiations. It's under negotiation. Now, people, anybody that's familiar with that area that's actually Allerton and Centerville, it butts up against Allerton and Centerville on Route 157. Do you honestly think there's going to be 4 restaurants? And now they're actually putting it in the paper, and I can't believe they would do that. Going to give diners a sweeping view of the Gateway Arch and all the sunsets. But they haven't said. He also announced that developers negotiating with 4 restaurants, but has not yet decided which one would go on the top floor. Now, I'm challenging you. That developer, if you're negotiating with 4 restaurants, why don't you give the names? Why don't you give the people some hope? You haven't given the people any concrete information. And you people in Belleville, don't be complete idiots. You're paying high property taxes, high sales taxes, and we're going to get into that here momentarily. You guys going to put up with this crap? You need to call that idiot Eckert, unless you want to sit on your lame asses. And I don't give a damn. I told you before, I don't give a damn about making a friend. I'm here to make a difference, and I'm going to make a difference. And I hope you good people do the same. Do you understand? Somebody, good or bad, give me a call. We are America's voice of freedom. Definitely the Patriot. Toll free, 1-888-394-1430. On the east side, 394-1190. Does anybody actually believe that this is going to be a successful development? You people, you have to understand. They're giving you the old okey-fadoke. It's not going to happen. There's eventually going to be a restaurant. They're going to get somebody, some idiot, to invest to finish that restaurant. Why do you think that restaurant's not open, the Hoff Brew House? In my opinion, because they don't have the financing and they can't get anybody. If it was a top-notch location, every developer in the world would be there. If it was a top-notch location, I'd put $10 or $12 million in that development because I like to make money. I wouldn't give a damn if Eckert was involved. If I thought it was a moneymaker, I'd be right there. Nobody's taking on this development, people. It sits there day after day after day. The weather's bad, so it's going to take longer. They got to go talk to the guys in Germany. Then they got to go talk to everybody in Mars. I mean, I understand that. The Martians would have a little bit to do with it. But it's costing you taxpayers all that money. Then I see the Belleville School Board. They're increasing their tax levy. Everybody's increasing their tax levy. And you know what I like, people? On both sides of the river, in all of our listening area, Residents could see a slight increase in their property tax. Residents could see a slight increase in their sales tax. Residents could see a slight increase in everything. Hell, we're seeing a slight increase in everything but a guy's penis growth. And that'd be okay. That'd be okay. At least we'd get some benefit from it. But you understand, these politicians keep taking. When are they going to quit taking? I don't think they're ever going to quit taking. Never, never, never. Hey, I want to thank Lisa McCormick. She's the director, founder of Partners for Pets. She says, hope you're doing well, Bob. Just want to let you know that both the kittens, remember the kittens shot with the bow and arrow in Caseyville that we still have a reward out for. They've been adopted. She says, the police know who did the crime, but have not yet made an arrest, but we are still hopeful, as I am. I have included the Christmas card from our shelter for you, and it is the pictures of both the cats and their adopters. Thank you for all your support, and hopefully the person will be arrested. Merry Christmas to you and best wishes. Lisa McCormick, director, founder. You know, this what a great group. What a great group of people to take their time. You can go to Partners 4, number 4 Pets on Facebook. These people take time out, take their money, and do something for our furry creatures who can't do for themselves. And it just, makes me feel good to see somebody do something like that. Joe Lacrette from Club Fitness in St. Charles, you and all the guys, thank you for your kind words. And thank everybody for all the Christmas cards, all the kind words. And even thank the people for not so kind words, because you've got every right to have your opinion. I want to say hi to David Stelhorn, the general manager of High Dock Rubber in Smithton. I appreciate all your information. I better not read some of that, but thank you guys out there very much. I see, someone, and I couldn't remember a joke yesterday, and for any white or black to say they don't tell racial, not racist, but racial jokes, you're lying. You're lying. And there's some funny on both sides, both black and white. Somebody call me with a racially motivated, not a racist joke, but a racially motivated joke. But let's not use the N-word. Because people say, hey, Bob, I don't use the N-word. Other people use the N-word. When other people use the N-word, I'm not going to say this person said N. I got to tell you, as a reporter, as a broadcast journalist, what they said. So if somebody uses the word nigger, I'm going to use the word nigger. If somebody uses the word hunky, I'm going to use the word hunky. I've got a lot of proud black friends, a lot of proud white friends. I'm just tired of a word dividing. And that word doesn't divide us. That's just an excuse. That's just an excuse to try to divide the black and white race. A lot of proud black people down below the hill. You've heard me say that. And I'm proud to be their friends. Well, I don't know if I want to be their friends after I speak my mind. But I'd rather have a friend speak his mind than hold back. Because you don't have to hold back from your friends. They may say, hey, I don't agree with you, Bob. They may say, I'm wrong. And I understand. But my opinion, your opinion, black and white, all of our opinions are just as good. Now I see here, and I endorse and support all police departments. But I think the president of the National Fraternal Order of Police, he's on the website, big article. The country's largest police organization asked Walmart to stop selling T-shirts and sweatshirts that say Black Lives Matter and bulletproof on the department store website. Black Lives Matter, it's a slogan in a protest movement which emerged after the death of Trayvon Martin in 2012 and all the police-involved shooting, the one in Ferguson. I don't agree with Black Lives Matter. I agree with all lives matter. But I do agree with this protester, this gentleman, that they're selling these Black Lives Matter, because that's his First Amendment right. He should have every right. He should have every right to sell and to wear a Black Lives Matter. Maybe I don't agree with it. Maybe I don't agree with his opinion. But I will fight, and I certainly agree with his right to wear whatever the hell he wants. Black Lives Matter. I think, as I said, all lives matter. I believe a person can wear whatever they want. It may be offensive to me. It may be offensive to you. But in this great country, we all, black, white, men, women, Democrats, and Republicans, we all, you hear that, all, have our First Amendment rights. And if we don't protect our enemies' First Amendment rights and they're taking away, the next thing that happens is our First Amendment rights are going to be taken away. But it kind of offends me a little bit that the police would even get involved in this. I don't know why the Fraternal Order of Police, and I'm all for police departments. Let this guy wear a Black Lives Matter. Let the Walmart and all outlets sell Black Lives Matter shirts. I agree with that, but here's what I don't agree with. Try to get a rebel shirt, a rebel flag at Walmart. That's what pisses me off. We can't have it both ways, people. You know, if the black community, and I know they're all for it, and I understand completely as a white man. I understand. And I'll fight for this man's right to wear a Black Lives Matter shirt. I'll fight for this man's right to fly a Black Lives Matter flag, as I will fight for somebody that wants to wear a rebel flag. Somebody wants to wear a rebel shirt. And I said yesterday, and I know I'm a racist for saying it, guarantee you'll see kids in the schools wearing Black Lives Matter shirts. You think the white administrators are going to say a word? Are you nuts? But try to put on a rebel shirt, a Confederate flag shirt, you'd think that you just killed 50 people. Now, I don't think that's right. Now, I don't, and let me preface, I don't believe in what the Confederacy stood for. I do believe in that Confederate flag because it was a symbol for them. I told you before, I'll give $1 million if somebody can get me a Confederate flag that walked up to the Ku Klux Klan national headquarters and say, hey, I want to be part of your organization. No, the Ku Klux Klan, the skinheads, the white supremacists, they adopted that flag. The Proud People in the South, they didn't have anything to do with that. But we're going to make it like it's a big deal. So, see, I just flipped the script. I'm all for Black Lives Matter. And the blacks would say, hey, that's good. That crazy son of a bitch, that racist, he's finally seeing the light. No, I've seen the light. But I'm all for the Confederate flag, too. And I'm all for anybody that wants to wear it, wants to hug it, wants to kiss it. That's their right. That's their prerogative. We can't be hypocritical, people. That's the problem. It's always these politicians. It's always do as I say, not as I do. And I say to those bastards, do as I say, not as I do. Kiss my white, hairy, stinky, red, white, and blue, wrinkled, American, patriotic ass. But it's amazing. It's amazing. Everybody wants it their way, but we can't have it. We can't have it just our way. You know, it's like, what was it, McDonald's or Burger King? Come and get your burger your way. Order it your way. Some people want pickles and some people want mustard and onions. Other people don't. What, are you going to bitch at a guy because he don't want no pickles on his hamburger? You're going to bitch because, hey, he ain't got no mustard on that burger? Let's pick and choose the freedoms we want in our life. Let's pick and choose the causes that we're going to fight for. But let's don't stop somebody else from picking and choosing. Because what's fair for one is fair for all. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting at its finest. America's bi-state voice of freedom. Radical Radio. And we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to a crazy, ignorant sumbitch, but that's okay. See, I got every right to be ignorant and be crazy, because this is America. Get your ass over to Iraq, Syria, if you don't want to hear the freedom of speech that we all have because of our great military heroes. Where the hell am I at? Yeah, I'm the Grim Reaper, you know all that crap. We're proud, blah, blah, blah. And we are the Patriot. It just pisses me off. I see I see where Bill Clinton, and I know I'm going to piss off the blacks on this, and I got to say, blacks aren't racist when it comes to the Clintons. They love some of them Clintons. That Bill and Hillary Clinton, what idiots they both are. Bill Clinton, you know, I got to say, Bill, what an idiot you are. What an idiot you are. How can a guy be so stupid? And see, I don't take anybody serious. I think this guy, somebody says, oh, he's a president. He was intelligent. He's not too intelligent. I mean, he doesn't know the difference when you're supposed to take a cigar. He don't know that you got to put it in your mouth and smoke it. You know what I mean? He wants to put it in other parts of women's bodies. So apparently, he's not well versed in our society. Presidents don't take cigars and push them in places where cigars I don't think are meant to be pushed. But nobody remembers all that crap. They remember Bob Romanik owned the property the strip club's on, and I'm a no good son of a bitch, but they don't remember Bill Clinton and all the crap he did. But now Clinton is race baiting. Hillary lost because Trump got all these angry white guys together, and that pisses me off. And then I see on MTV, they've got some songs about the angry white guys. There ain't no angry black guys. But with me, a friend of mine, well, I guess he's still my friend, and I don't know if he's an angry black man, but I know he's a proud black man, and I'm proud. I'm proud to call. If every black person in this world was half as decent as Carl Officer, I don't think we'd have any problems. I don't think we'd have any problems at all. Because I believe Carl's still my friend, and I know Carl doesn't agree with some of the things I say. But you know what I know about Carl Officer? He's a proud American. And I know he believes in our Constitution. Mayor Carl E. Officer, it's always an honor and a privilege to have you stop by. And I want to say one thing, Mayor. Now, for you idiots out there, at the end of the show, I don't want to hear somebody say, hey, that Carl Officer's on there with that racist son of a bitch. No, Carl's Officer's on here because he likes to be transparent to his community. He likes to speak his mind. He's not going to be scared away. Hell, if I was David Duke, Carl Officer would be in here because he's going to speak his mind and he's going to speak it freely. Mayor Officer, how the hell you doing, buddy?
Good morning, Bob. I'm doing fine, buddy. No, I came up because I've been calling you, and I understand that you told me, and I believe it, that you've been up in Grafton. And just that time of the year, you're my friend, and I was just concerned about you in the holidays, and I know it's difficult for you with Steve not being around.
Yeah, and you know, honestly, I need to be, and I'm serious, and I'm going to go off on the side note. I need to be up in Alton because, you know, at this point, at this time of the year, there ain't no telling, and I never felt this way until I lost a child, but now I know what everybody says. I mean, I think I need to go to Alton for a couple of weeks because anybody that says I was never in my right mind, but anybody that says they're in their right mind after they lose a child is a lying, no good son of a bitch.
Well, I counsel people every day, and I can tell you this. There's only one great counselor, and you know I've talked to you about that on more than one occasion, and I will continue to refer you to him. But, you know, I think that the holidays draw out a difficult time for anyone who's lost a loved one. And I've got to leave here this morning and go back and see some families today that are going through some of the same anguish and pain.
Let me ask you this, Mayor, and I know you're very cordial to people. You're very decent. You learned that from your great mother and father, but when you got your degree, I'm going to go off on a tangent here. I just thought about it. When you got your degree in mortuary science, I got to say, I had to quit the police department, quit being a homicide detective, just seeing all that death. And that made me goofy. I'm not going to blame that all on my craziness, but how the hell do you cope day in and day out with seeing all the death? And I mean, and I know you're more than a decent person, and I know you console the families. But not you, but well, you can only talk for you. But how's a funeral home director live day in and day out seeing all that death?
Well, I can only speak for myself, and I'm sure some of my colleagues would agree with this. Yesterday, I'm going to take a long way around this. Yesterday, I went to my doctor, and I've been putting off. I got high blood pressure, so I had to go and do all the exams, do all the blood work, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm sitting here talking to my physician, and she writes a prescription. I go to Walgreens, get it filled. And I've been putting off taking it, but I have learned the most successful way for me to deal with death, whether it's a friend of mine or someone that I'm servicing that I know have not known. And I dealt with 2 families this morning. It's my faith. That's the only thing. There's nothing at the liquor store. There's nothing that you can get at Walgreens. There's nothing that you can find any place else that will satisfy, at least me, or give me some peace, unless it is my faith. And there are times when my faith is even challenged. And there are times when I have to have those quiet, private moments when I have to reflect and realize that there's something greater than me, and some things are out of my control. But I'm comfortable that I got a good support group, my employees, and several other close friends kind of help me deal and balance. And of course, the love of my life, Carly, helps me deal with a balance.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, Carly, one beautiful little gal. How old is she now, Mayor? 15, 16?
She's 16, and if there's any reason that I have high blood pressure, I've been teaching her how to drive the last 6 weeks.
Well,
and I'm going to tell you something. Riding in the car with my daughter, I only take her to my cemetery in Millstead, and I let her drive around there because she can't run into anything out there.
Can't kill any. She can run in. She can't kill nobody there.
she ran over a grave or 2 the other day, but that's she's my heart, and I have fun with her. She really is my best friend. I have fun hanging out with her. But the biggest thing in her life right now is lip gloss and driving.
Yeah. Hey, Mayor, let me tell you, if you heard me coming in, I was talking about the Hof Brew House. Now, these guys got to go back to Germany, but I got to say, they didn't have to go to Germany to get the $48 million of tax incentives from Maximus Vaginus Eckert. You being the mayor of East St. Louis, and you were one of the youngest mayors in the country. You did a great job for what you had to work with. And see, I said all the time when they said, well, officer coulda, shoulda, you can't make chicken salad out of chicken crap. And you did the best you had. And people, they don't want to look behind the scenes. They always want to look up front. But I say with this Hof Brew House, if you were the mayor of Belleville, put yourself, no, don't, because you're too good a guy. Don't put yourself in his greasy shoes. But you see the lack of development going on there at that Hof Brew House. Do you agree with me or not? All this coming up in the paper is an election ploy. They're going to try to drain this till after April to say they're going to have. Do you ever believe in your life there's going to be 4 or 5 restaurants there next to the shrine?
Well, let me first go up and say the only time I believe in spending public money is to improve properties for the public good. I'm not a big proponent of spending public tax dollars for a private enterprise. I've been in business, God bless us. If we make it to January, we've been in business 100 years in the same location in East St. Louis. And my grandparents, my parents, nor my sister and I have ever used any public money to enhance our business or improve our property or buy equipment, things of that nature. I am concerned whenever I see government leaders, whether it's in Belleville or East St. Louis or someplace. I floated bond issues to acquire the land where the Casino Queen is. East St. Louis had no major tax base and industry. I can defend that move. And as you well know, you were a police officer at the time, I was not in favor of legalized gambling. It was only after I had to look at the hard realities that, this was going to happen and the state of Illinois was going to pass it.
You might as well take advantage of it.
East St. Louis, the only way, and I had to fight like heck with my senator, my state representative, because they wanted to take it to Sauget.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what East St. Louis would look like today? It already looks bad. If they did not get the money that they get from the Casino Queen, it would be devastating around there. But the other thing that I'm really opposed to, and I've just noticed looking at some of these filings, we do not receive a penny in tax dollars for public education from the Casino Queen for East St. Louis. To me, I thought that was criminal, and we can talk about it at a later date of how it happened. It happened not on my watch, because I've never would have allowed it to happen, but not a penny. I pay more money, and you pay more money to property you have in East St. Louis and in Washington Park to District 189 than the Casino Queen has paid ever.
Yeah, but I have to say on that count, Mayor, bringing the Casino Queen in meant some big tax dollars for the city of East St. Louis. Now, when they give money to Home Depot and all these places, and they give tax incentives for 10 years, they're giving money to Home Depot They're giving money to all these places at Belleville Crossings, the idiots in Belleville.
Yeah.
And it's going to take them 20 years to ever realize any kind of big money off of it.
Well, nothing has been established, in my personal opinion, from the time we started talking about that development out on Route 15. I've not seen an independent financial assessment of where this money, how it's going to be coming back to the taxpayers of Belleville. And that's what I'm a little reluctant. I'm like Governor-elect Grouton in St. Louis or in Missouri. You know, yeah, I think it'd be great to have a soccer team in St. Louis, but at the tune, when you got the homicide rate, what it is in St. Louis,
right.
You got the crime rate, you got police officers leaving, the chief is saying every pay period, 10 or 12 officers are leaving, they're not being paid properly, you don't have enough officers. Where's the priority? Yeah. And same thing here in Belleville. I don't know what the rate of police officers recidivism rate is here, or whether or not they're being able to retain them and give them a decent salary. Same with the firefighters. But can you imagine the distance now they've got to go and cover? And I heard you when I was driving in. Yeah, it is close to Allerton. Yeah, it is close to Centerville. There are some high crime rates. I'm not so sure that there's that many seats are going to be able to overlook the bluffs to see the sunset in downtown St. Louis that are going to warrant spending the kind of money that they're purporting to spend on bringing in an unnamed hotel and 4 unnamed restaurants.
Here's what I say, and people don't understand, and I like for the newspaper to bring a story so I can explain it. Belleville's going to give, they've already given $2 million for sewer improvement. They're going to be about $6-8 million out. Then they're going to have $48 million in tax incentives.
Yeah.
And you're right, Mayor, and I've said it 1,000 times. It's going to take forever. What's this going to be, the sales tax? Where is the city going to benefit? If there's going to be jobs, what is it going to be? Oh, you got to live in Belleville? They can't just hire people in Belleville. There's going to be a few jobs. But how long is it going to take for this city? It'll take forever. There's no way that whole development out there, if they have 5 restaurants, a soccer park, is going to generate enough money in the next 20 years to offset this $48 million in tax incentives.
2 things that you got to keep paramount. First off, you spend money in municipalities, you're taking the taxpayers' money. Why not spend the money? If you're talking about $2 million worth of sewers, how about fixing the sewers in the streets of the existing
inside,
Belleville, where people have been paying their taxes for years, and businesses are trying to develop in Belleville, up and down Main Street, throughout the other corridors. And then the other thing is that, as a practical politician, I've been doing this a long time. Whenever a politician tells you, we're going to spend your money this way or that way, you can best believe, and they can't give you the details, there's something funky going on in the back room. And right before an election, I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I'm just simply saying the facts have not been laid out. It hasn't been independently verified. And, you mentioned the newspaper. The newspaper has not done its due diligence and done an investigation onto the finances of this project at all. And so I would simply say that I think the independent taxpayers, if there are any independent aldermen in the city of Belleville, they need to be asking those questions. I know Dallas Cook is asking those questions.
Well, they're not going to ask the questions, because I like Roger Wigington, but Roger just went right into the group. They all go right into the group. They start drinking the Kool-Aid. But here's what I'll say as a white guy. Yeah. And it's not a racist statement, but it's somewhat racial. Mm-hmm. They're doing the same thing in Belleville, the white guys, as they did in East St. Louis. They're moving everything to the outer area on Route 15 so they can get to it easy, because they see the blacks moving up. And by the blacks moving up, they're all moving out. And it is going to be another East St. Louis. And not for the proud blacks. The proud blacks, when they can get out of East St. Louis, Mayor, they don't want to come to Belleville. You know why there's such a predominant black? And it is. There's more blacks than they'd ever think about in Belleville. They stay in Belleville, but they live in East St. Louis. They live in those housing developments that 15, 20, 30 people in a 1-bedroom rooming house, because they can get aid down there. But they don't want to live in East St. Louis. They come up to Belleville. That's the problem we have. And these white, ignorant bastards don't know how to deal with it. I said in the 70s how East St. Louis goes, and I said it during the election, how East St. Louis goes is how the whole county goes. I had white people say, what, are you worried about East St. Louis? I said, yeah, I'm worried about the black community, and I'm worried about my community. We need to shore up East St. Louis because we can't keep running as a white community. We got to address the problems. We got to work with the blacks. Now, here's a racist, Bob Romanik, that they'll tell you that I know more, I can tell you more, I could fix this problem if it wouldn't be for the politicians.
If you ride up and down Main Street in Belleville, you'll see more for sale signs.
All up and down.
Particularly on the west side of Belleville, you have more and more black families moving out of East St. Louis, out of Centerville, out of Cahokia, out of Washington Park, because 1, they want better schools, 2, they want better living conditions, and 3, is because they're being incentivized. I'm not necessarily sure I agree with you, Bob, that they're still living in East St. Louis. They can get their benefits when they lived in Belleville or Cahokia.
No, Mary. It's not, you say it's easy.
They can get welfare.
Yeah, but you say it's easier, just as easy for a black man to come to Belleville and get aid as down there in East St. No.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you why. Because for every one white person, every one black person you got on public aid, you got 8 white people. That's something that the state doesn't talk a lot about. But the hard reality is that we got people hurting black and white.
Right.
And I'm seeing my friends in Belleville, in particular neighborhoods, the community is being infiltrated by people who don't want to maintain their property.
Black and white.
Black and white.
Right.
And people who don't want to be good neighbors.
Going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting at its finest. America's bi-state voice of freedom. Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot.
The all-new 1190 AM KQQZ, proudly broadcasting in the United States of America. The greatest country on God's green earth.
This program intended for mature audiences.
The Grim Reaper of radio, death, and taxes. 3 things you never really want to experience. Now, let's get back to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. You may notice I always rush the end of my show because now we have the national syndicated shows. You got Glenn Beck to follow me, and then Michael Savage, the great Michael Savage, Laura Ingraham, Jim Bohannon. We've got a great lineup here on the hottest, most controversial station in St. Louis. That's why I got to get out when I got to get out. But we've got a couple more minutes. Carl Officer, thank you very much for stopping by. As always, you're always welcome. A proud black man. You're going to speak your piece, and I appreciate that, buddy. I'm going to give you the last word.
Well, I just want to say happy holidays. Some people don't want to use Merry Christmas. I use Merry Christmas. And I say a blessed Hanukkah. And to all of those who are listening to you and every day, please remember not only the animals, but remember those amongst us who are a misfortune, who don't have something. Think about them in this holiday. And just don't give to yourself and not give to others. God bless you.
Mayor Carl Officer, it's always an honor and a privilege to have a friend like that. But hey, Carl's the kind of guy, if he thinks I'm wrong, he's going to light into me, and I do the same. And that's what friends do. Friends can always agree to disagree, shake hands, have lunch, and keep on going. But Carl is a proud black man. So any of you idiots out there that say, hey, Carl, come on the show with that racist. No, Carl, come on this show because he loves to be transparent. He loves to talk to the people. And he may not agree with what I say, but I guarantee you, a true American will always agree that I have the right to say it, as I agree everyone has the right to say it. Don't forget, following me, Glenn Beck, then the great Michael Savage, Kevin Slayton on every day from 7 to 9. Laura Ingraham, not only beautiful inside, but outside. She's going to give everybody what they want to hear. She's like a man in women's clothing, and I'm not talking about Dupert or Mark the Big Faggot Kern. So we've got a great lineup. I believe we're going to be the most controversial radio station in the nation. And I know my show is so controversial, nobody wants to admit they listen, but I guarantee you a lot of people do. Hey, listen, it's getting warmer outside, but still, as Carl said, take care of people, take care of animals. Let's take care of each other. Don't give a damn what color you are. Don't give a damn if you're a dog or a cat or a person. Well, I do, because I'll take care of a dog and a cat way before I take care of a person, because we can take care of ourselves. So always remember, we live in this great country. We're all free. Let's get together, black and white, men, women, Democrats, and Republicans. Let's don't fight each other. We've got the enemy overseas to fight. Let's come together as brothers and sisters and work together. And by doing that, you know what we have to do? We got to get rid of these sneezy, rotten, sleazy, bastard politicians. So I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, so we can continue to unite, to expose, and to destroy these political, parasitical, perverted punks that we call politicians. And as always, never, never, never want to go to jail. I say destroy them politically, of course, right here on the dark side.